Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Especially in our Indian tradition, we give utmost importance for meditation. Even our ancient sages did it for several thousand years. The meditation, a kind of tapas. By doing that, they attained moksha, absolution, salvation, etc. They made God to appear before them, and so on. But meditation is greater than intelligence because intelligence is minimized by practicing meditation. Meditation can give many types of abilities, capabilities to perform our life in good. So basing on this today, meditation is greater than intelligence. Topic is chosen. Start with prayer. Bhavaya Chandra Chudaya Nirgunaya Gunatmane Kala Kalaya Rudraya Ji Nilagrivaya Mangalam. When we ask a question, does meditation increase intelligence? There are two answers, the short one and the long one. And the short one answer is yes. A wealth of evidence does suggest that meditation will increase our intelligence, boosting brain matter and sharpening our cognitive abilities. However, it would not much of a blog if we left it at that, and when we start to consider this question more deeply, things can get a little more complicated. To understand exactly how and why meditation increases our intelligence, we have to think about what intelligence is, and going down that philosophical path is a little more of an adventure. Okay. Understanding intelligence, a philosophical conundrum. In our culture, intelligence is an extremely loaded term. It is something we tend to associate with certain groups of people. Its definition is simultaneously nebulous and narrow, and it can be used in both vaguely and explicitly unpleasant ways to characterize a person's inherent value to society. It is also something, unfortunately, which is tied to some profound historic wrongs with people's ideas about intelligence and hierarchy being used to justify everything from genetics to discriminatory behavior. We still live in the shadow of a world where those with the most power in society decided who was even capable of intelligence based on extraneous factors such as race, gender, and class, and who stubbornly insisted any display of talent in certain groups was either somehow morally dubious or the exception that proves the rule. Because a certain type of person has historically enjoyed a monopoly on culture and education, they had a latitude to define intelligence on their own terms and in a way that flatter their ego and serve their interests. This is why we still often believe that intelligence is something which we born with rather than something that can be nurtured. We associate intelligence with single-mindedness, analytical and unemotional thinking, or appearing to be interested in very particular aspects of culture. We can even be surprised if someone we think of as having frivolous interest enjoys practiced work or is deeply creative demonstrates a higher level of intellect. Where we get intelligence wrong, we can also undervalue emotional insight, innovative thinking, and a typical ways of solving problems and viewing the world. If a person's aims don't fit into our ideas of what a smart person would do, we may also devalue their relative intelligence no matter their abilities. Choosing, for example, to become one of the full time career to children or work less in order to pursue hobbies often affects how others view a person's intelligence, even if they happen to be a physics graduate. This difference in perception and how important it is in how we assess intelligence was fantastically summed up by Douglas Adams in this excerpt from his novel Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. On the planet Earth, man had always assumed that he was more intelligent than dolphins because he had achieved so much the wheel, New York, wars, and so on. While all the dolphins had ever done was much about in the water having a good time. But conversely, the dolphins had always believed that they were far more intelligent than man for precisely the same reasons. Research into intelligence suggests that while some people are evidently born with natural abilities, their capacity to capitalize on them will be highly correlated to their nurture and environment. The most frequently used measure of intelligence in our society is IQ, and evidence demonstrates that far from being an individual's destiny, intelligence cannot be unpicked from upbringing with influences such as early development of IQ, which can have a lifelong effect. Furthermore, while IQ may be a useful measure in certain circumstances, its relation to overall intelligence is actually pretty questionable. Meditation and intelligence, the positive impact meditation has on our intelligence is manifold. The effects are evident in ways which are both tangible and abstract, and some fascinating research involving brain imaging technology hints at the physical mechanisms behind meditation's beneficial influence in our lives. A variety of scientific studies have explored the brains of both new and long term meditators and have found in increased gray matter the neural machinery of our minds in many key areas, as well as a slowing of age related decline. The parts of the brain which have been demonstrated to be positively impacted by meditation include the frontal cortex. Pioneering neuroscientist Sarah Lazar found that people who practiced meditation had more gray matter in the wider prefrontal cortex, which is associated with decision making and working memory. Next, the left hippocampus. This part of the brain is associated with our verbal and language skills alongside short term memory. Next, the tempo parietal junction, an area of the brain which processes information and is linked to our ability to pay attention to tasks. Next, the posterior cingulate cortex, one of our connection hubs, which features a wide range of intrinsic control networks that include episodic memory, retrieval, planning, and daydreaming. All of this hints at why meditators demonstrate better focus, more creativity, and a younger brain age than non meditators, but we believe the effects of meditation goes far beyond the changes it makes of our brain's hardware. Intelligence is not only about solving puzzles in less than minute or scrawling endless equations onto next blackboard. Although it appears meditation does sharpen these skills, with one study in the subject suggesting an increase in IQ of 20-30%. It's about who we are as a person and how much of our own personal or bandwidth we can dedicate to our passions. The people with the most holistic forms of intelligence and who stand out as exceptional tend to be truly engaged with life, infinitely curious about what change and growth, as well as being compassionate and emotionally astute. Too often we think of intelligence as a cold and detached force, but investigations into even show that our human intelligence is far more complex than simple data processing. Meditation frees up our innate human potential by diminishing everyday stress and helping us solve old nervous system chattering traumas, which helps us become everything we are capable of being. And this happens not just by clocking up points or an arbitrary scale, but by driving our abilities and energies toward the things we are inspiring new enthusiasms that spark our imagination and capture our intellect. Meditation also makes us kinder and less ego driven, which makes it easier to understand human motivations both in ourselves and others and work better with other people. We understand the strengths of other people more instinctively of the other people and don't see anyone else's talent or input on as an attack on our ego, so we can share the stage and take criticism with grace. When you take all these factors together, it's clear that meditation not only increases our intelligence through influences such as focus and memory, it makes us more intelligent by imbibing us with an effective scent, creativity, boundless generosity of spirit, overflowing energy, and true just for life. Talent requires equal parts of inspiration and application, and with meditation, we can access the deep well of both that often lies untapped within ourselves. Next, meditation is greater than intelligence. How? In this digital age, when everyone seems to be in a rush or in their smartphones, it is easy to become overwhelmed with information and ideas. Our minds work in overdrive and our health surfaces. There are so many ways to combat stress, and one of them is meditation. Meditation is suitable to train the mind, bringing us back to the present moment and giving us an opportunity to be calmer and kinder, not only to ourselves but to other people as well. Mindfulness meditation. In the last few years, mindfulness meditation has become increasingly popular. The focus of it is to help you reduce stress and improve calmness and without any hesitation. In this type of meditation, the practitioner pays attention to the present moment without judgment. A common misconception is that meditation involves emptying the mind, but it actually teaches to focus on physical sensations, thoughts, and feelings to see the more clearly. Meditate to boost your memory card. You can see. Meditate to boost your memory and IQ. Meditation is beneficial in reducing stress, lowering blood pressure, and improving mood. However, did you know that meditating regularly can also boost your memory and IQ? So, boost your memory. A study in consciousness and cognition revealed that participants who meditated for 20 minutes for 4 days showed lowered stress levels as well as significant improvements in memory and cognition. Those who meditated also scored as much as 10 times better on a working memory task. In another study, researchers at the UC Santa Barbara found that even as 2 weeks of mindfulness, meditation can lead to significant improvement in working memory capacity, reading comprehension, and ability to focus. You can channel this focus to work towards becoming a world class financial analyst with CFIS, mean Financial Modeling and Valuation Analyst certification program. boost your IQ. Siegfried Othmer, former president of the Neurofeedback division of the Association for Applied Psychophysiology and Biofeedback, conducted neurofeedback research on this topic. The results showed that participants who meditated showed an average gain in IQ of 23%. One of the reasons is that deep meditation slows down brain activity. With slower brain waves, the brain increases its ability to recognize itself. When you give your brain some rest, it improves itself. Simply controlling your breath reduces the stress hormone called cortisol. As the mind wanders, it focuses on negative issues and can lead to stress. Hormone called cortisol. As a mind wanders, it focuses on negative issues and can lead to stress. With meditation, the mind is less active and therefore lowers stress levels. Try meditation. Want to give meditation a try? There are many ways to start. If you are going the digital route, consider the app Headspace, which can guide you through the process. It also enables you to track your progress. You can also practice on your own. Start by sitting with your eyes and also close them. Focus on your breathing. You can listen to some soothing music as well. Meditation and spiritual intelligence are one and the same. The psychological process common to all types and traditions of meditation is the shift in identity from the object pole to the subject pole of attention, which represents the shift from being the body and mind to being awareness itself or consciousness itself. This shift transcends the ego by being the soul, which activates the spiritual intelligence. And SQ experiences the spiritual qualities of the soul in the form of peace, compassion, joy, love, wisdom, integrity, and creativity. Hence, the exercise of SQ represents the generic form of meditation prior to interpretation by different spiritual traditions. However, the use of SQ does not require the traditional meditation anywhere, in any circumstances. For more information about SQ and meditation, please see the post entitled Secular Spirituality. Logic is barrier, not a bridge. It's logical that first one should understand and only then should one try to live. But life is far deeper than logic and many things, and these many things are the most precious. You will miss meditation, you will miss joy, you will miss the divine, you will miss freedom, you will miss all that makes life significant, that gives life beauty, splendor. You will miss the presence of godliness that surrounds you. Logic is a barrier, not a bridge. Meditation has to be experienced. If you try to figure out what it is, you will miss the point because it is not a question of mind at all. Meditation means a state of no mind. I am constantly pulling you towards a state of no mind in every possible way. What I am doing here is absurd, it is not logical. You will have to put logic aside, otherwise, I will say one thing and you will understand something else. Put your intelligence aside and remember, I am not telling you to put your intelligence because intelligence and intellectuality both are different. Are not synonymous, they are antagonistic. Intelligence is clarity, intellectuality is nothing but a clouded state. Intellectuality means you are too knowledgeable, your knowledge goes on interfering. Your mind is continuously interpreting, your mind is judging. What? Listen to me without any judgment. I am not saying agree with me. There is no question of agreement or disagreement. Just listen. Now, please don't try hard. In fact, stop trying, drop trying. Just listen for the shared joy of listening. The wind passing through the pine trees, listen. The sound of running water, listen. The birds singing in the morning, listen. Don't try to understand, just by listening, something will start reaching your heart. A song, a dance will start happening. Your heart will start opening up like a flower and great fragrance will be released, and that will be real understanding. Most of research on the intelligence has been conducted on young people, kids in their early childhood, students at schools and universities. Here are few of the most recent results. Next, intelligence among children in elementary school. A 45-week study with 25 experimental and 25 controls among clean elementary school students found increasing in principal components of self concept, analytical ability, and general intellectual performance among experimental participants. The practice of transcendental meditation was found to accelerate natural developmental consolidation awareness at a deeper level. Let the thinking level versus the perceptual level. Intelligence rise and high school students. Another research, Pepper compared intelligence levels of measure with different texts and inventories. Creative thinking, drawing, production, TCT/DP, constructive thinking, one inventory, CTI, group embedded figures, text, GEFT, state and trait anxiety, irrespective time, code culture, fair intelligence, text. If analyzed, the three studies on 362 or high school students at three different schools in Taiwan. In the conclusion, the scientists reported that regular practice of the transcendental meditation is produced significant effects on all variables compared to no treatment controls. Here is an article with more detailed results. Higher intellectual abilities in meditation are useful. The third longitudinal study interesting is some were good. Son 2 years back running the effect of participation in a special university curriculum whose principal innovate future is the twice daily practice of the transcendental meditation and transcendent meditation siddhuri program. The intelligence measures were based on entities cause of fair intelligence text or Hicks research tick correctly with general intelligence. श्रीयकांताय कल्याण निधे निधान श्री वेंकटनिवास श्रीनिवासाय मंगल मंगला सहस्रमदाचार पुरोगमय सर्वेश गुरुराचार्य सद्गुरुराजास्तु मंगलम्.